This is the true story of a man who tried to get a fighter jet from Pepsi. Not a toy jet, not a plastic model, a real military Harrier jet. And it all started with a soda commercial. In the 1990s, Pepsi launched a rewards campaign. It was called Pepsi Stuff. The idea was simple. Buy Pepsi, collect points, trade those points for prizes. The more Pepsi you drank, the more points you earned. And the more points you earned, the better the reward. At first, the prizes were normal. A t-shirt, sunglasses, a leather jacket. Things a teenager might actually want. Then Pepsi made a commercial to show off the rewards. The commercial followed a student getting ready for school. He put on a Pepsi shirt. Then he put on Pepsi sunglasses. Then he wore a Pepsi leather jacket. Everything looked like a normal rewards ad. Then the commercial suddenly went wild. The student walked outside, but he did not get on a bus. He did not ride a bike. He climbed into a giant fighter jet. The jet flew through the sky. It landed right outside his school. Students stared in shock. The student stepped out like it was totally normal. Then the screen showed the prize. Harrier fighter. 7 million Pepsi points. For most viewers, this was clearly a joke. A fighter jet for soda points? Obviously ridiculous. But one man did not laugh it off. His name was John Leonard. When John saw the ad, he noticed something unusual. Pepsi had shown a point price for the jet. 7 million points. That number sounded impossible. But John looked closer. The promotion had a rule. If customers did not have enough points, they could buy extra points. Each extra point cost 10 cents. John saw the rule. Then he saw the jet. Then he did the math. 7 million points at 10 cents each. That equals $700,000. That is a huge amount of money. But a real Harrier jet cost far more than that. To John, this was not just a joke anymore. It looked like a deal. A strange deal, a ridiculous deal, but still a deal. So John started planning. He did not have $700,000 lying around, so he looked for help. He explained the idea to investors. Imagine the conversation. I need money. For what? A fighter jet from Pepsi. Somehow John found people willing to help. Together they gathered the money. Then John prepared his claim. He filled out the Pepsi order form. He included real Pepsi points. He added a large check. The check was for more than $700,000. Then he wrote the prize he wanted, 1 Harrier jet, and then he mailed it. Somewhere at Pepsi, someone opened the envelope. They expected a normal prize order, maybe a jacket, maybe sunglasses, maybe a t-shirt. Instead, they saw a request for a military jet. Pepsi did not send the jet. They sent the check back. Pepsi said the Harrier jet was not a real prize. They said it was just part of a funny commercial. But John disagreed. He believed the ad showed a real offer. The screen gave a price. The rules allowed people to buy points. And he had sent the money. So John wanted the jet. Pepsi still said no. Then the disagreement became much bigger. It turned into a legal fight. The question was simple. Was the commercial a real offer? Or was it just a joke? John's side argued that the ad was clear enough. The commercial showed a prize, it showed a point amount, and John followed the rules. Pepsi's side argued that no reasonable person would believe it. A teenager flying a military jet to school, a fighter jet landing near a school building, a giant aircraft used like a school bus. Pepsi said the whole scene was obviously comedy. The case went before a judge. The judge watched the commercial. Then the judge looked at the order form. The official catalog listed normal prizes: shirts, sunglasses, jackets, but no fighter jet. The Harrier jet was not listed as a real catalog item. The judge also looked at the commercial itself. The student was too casual. The school landing was too absurd. The whole scene was too ridiculous. In the court's view, it was clearly a joke. So the court sided with Pepsi. John Leonard did not get the jet. Pepsi did not have to hand over a Harrier. The commercial was not treated as a real contract. For John, the dream was over. No jet, no dramatic school landing, no soda-powered military aircraft. But the story did not disappear. It became one of the strangest advertising cases ever. People still talk about it today, because the situation sounds fake, but it really happened. After the case, Pepsi changed the ad. The fighter jet price became much higher. Instead of 7 million points, it became 700 million points. They also made the joke more obvious, because Pepsi had learned something important. If you put a crazy prize in an ad, someone might try to claim it. And John learned something too. A big number is not always big enough. 7 million sounded impossible to most people. But when points could be bought, the math changed everything. That is what makes this story so strange. It was not just about soda. It was not just about a jet. It was about a joke that became a legal question. It was about fine print. It was about math. And it was about one guy who asked the question nobody expected. What if the commercial is serious? Most people watched the ad and laughed. John watched the ad and made a plan. Pepsi saw a joke. John saw a bargain. The court saw comedy. And the world got one of the weirdest marketing stories ever. So here is the lesson. If a deal looks too good to be true, check the fine print. And if your commercial includes a fighter jet, make sure everyone knows it is a joke. So what would you have done? If you saw a fighter jet listed for soda points, would you laugh? Or would you try to claim it too?